This is our first baseman. They do all the infield stuff, because I picked on him earlier. They do all the infield stuff, and then when infielders go do the double play work, first baseman go work on their bag work. And again, it's all about imagination, working on them finding the bag, using the bag, pause it. One of the coaching points we try to make on the first baseman, your first baseman will never pull off the bag if he catches the ball when his foot lands. If he tries to time it to where when his foot lands, he's catching the ball, he can never pull off the bag. Their foot comes off the bag while they're reaching, or they step out here too soon, and then the foot comes off as they're catching. So we try to get our guys that they're going to catch, the ball's going to hit their glove when the front foot lands. That's when they want to time it. If they do that, they never have to worry about coming off the bag. Go ahead, Coach. First baseman throw from third base. A lot of times first basemen get lazy and they won't square up. We want them to square up to that throw from third base and then go make the catch. A lot of them still get there and find the bag. We tell them to find the bag with their heels. A lot of them get there and they find the bag almost squared up to second base. We want them to angle and square up. First base, 4-hole throw, get your butt to the bag and get around and face the infielder. Don't run to the bag looking at the infielder. You got to get to the bag and find it to where you're ready to do footwork in case it's a bad throw. Inside throw from the catcher. And part of it's just to get them in the habit of getting to the bag and then working their feet. We tell our guys, and again, it doesn't matter what you teach. This is just a way to teach whatever you teach. We teach them to get to the bag, find it, and then step across. That would be like a throw on a bunt, going to attack the throw. Outside throw from the catcher, they're going to get to the bag, find the bag, and rotate over and make the catch. The catcher's dictating whether they're inside or outside, not them. Down the line throws. And then these are these things that get you beat. Making that catch, we're trying to emphasize here, you're stepping down the line, you can stretch, and you can make the catch in front of the baseline so that you don't get run over. We don't want you catching it back here and the runner hitting your glove and the ball flying out of your glove. You got to stay in front of that line. And that right there teaches them that. This is a throw up the line toward the right field side, just working on crossing over and maximizing, their length or their size with their glove and making that stride as they cross over. High throw. A lot of times first basemen don't use the bag, we don't think. So we try to get them in the habit of that's another option if they can make that catch. How many times your first baseman jumped and caught the ball right there and the guy's safe? Or if he had just done that, he's out. So we try to get them in the habit of you can do that. You can use that extra 2 inches to get up to stay on the bag. Bad throw. Whether up in the air, we try to emphasize here, catch the baseball and get it down to the ground. Go back to that one, Coach, if you can. Well, never mind. Just pause it. On that thing, a lot of times your first baseman jumps up, catches the high throw, and he goes like this. And if a guy can slide, because you all teach your guys to run looking at the first baseman and his feet, and if he does this number, slide. That's the way the base runner can read it. If he's going down, we want him to catch the ball and get it back down to the bag, and just in case it's that bang-bang play. If it's not the bang-bang play where they can jump up and tag him, that's easy. But we don't want them to get in the habit of going here. We want them to go here and then come up and be waiting on the runner. Double play. One of the things that we try to emphasize here, pause it, Coach, and you'll see it the next time they do it, is when they catch the ball, we don't want them busting their feet like this and losing ground to throw to first. We'll sacrifice one step and we make them step across right here and then drop, step, and throw so that they're using momentum to get force on that throw. That's a tough play to turn anyway. You got your first baseman over there who's usually not the greatest athlete in the world, and when they try to do this, a lot of times they airmail it into left center field. So we want to get that out at second. So we're allowing them to take this step and then drop step so that they can make a good strong throw to second base. Go ahead. Another things that we do there, that's all that we videoed. But you can do stuff like this with your pitchers. You can do stuff like this on your base running. It's great with base running. We've actually worked on squeeze bunts with somebody practicing winding up, me out there winding up, the batter doing that, because with your squeeze bunt, with your safety squeeze is totally different than your suicide squeeze. And you can work on it without a ball. You can do it 3 runners at a time. You can work on all your, you can work on your hit and runs. You can work on, and you say, well, how do you work on him reading with a hit and run? You just hold up a finger. 1 means on the bag, 2 means it's behind you. Take your turn. Because all you're trying to do is get them in the habit of being able to run and see and react. So those are the things that you can teach them now. It's perfectly legal, and nobody can turn you in for that. Because you're not doing you're doing conditioning. You're also doing fundamentals. So that when that Monday hits a practice, you don't have to sit there and talk about how to field a ground ball or any of that kind of stuff. All those the little bitty things that you want your kids to do, be creative and teach it to them now. Because you can do everything without a ball. We'll do hitting without anything in your hand. Just working on what we want them to do with their lower half. Just to get them all to where they're give them a chance to be successful once we start. Because 3 weeks is not enough time to teach. 3 weeks is enough time to practice. But your teaching's got to be done either in the summer or now. And unfortunately now you can't use a ball. But you can do all those little things with these drills to get your guys to where they can, when the play comes, they've got, like I said, this toolbox with which to reach in and grab that tool and make the play. Because I know I've been guilty of it, still am. Something gets you beat, then you write it down, hey, that's something I want to start working on. We got to figure out a way to teach that. We lost 3 games this year because of this. And we start teaching it. And that's kind of how all this came about, is trying to teach as many guys to do it.